Okay, so today I want to talk about why I don't think icespice is going to have longevity. And this is something I've been meaning to talk about for weeks, but other stuff came up, but it's finally the time. So, first up, I just feel like she's very much a one trick pony in the kind of music that she makes. I like some of her songs. Bikini Bottom was a cute moment. And I also really like that collab with Pink Panthers. That was a good one as well. She had a couple good songs. I think when it really started to click in for me that she was a one trick pony was around the time that she released like the Princess Diana remix and then also the deluxe EP, which is basically an album of like, and then hearing songs like Deli and stuff like that. I'm like, it just sounds like the same shit. Like you're just making the same song over and over and over again. And I think that that's really going to be a problem for her because eventually people are going to get tired of that sound. I think you have to find a way to evolve in that sound and just to evolve in your genre in general because trends come and die. And if you want to be someone who sticks around for a really long time, then you have to diversify your sound. And I think that that's a big problem. Her debut album called Y2K is coming this year, so it'll be really interesting to see like where she goes in terms of her music, in terms of stylings, in terms of rapping and bars and all those kinds of things. So, we will see, but that's kind of just my musical analysis on her so far and what I've noticed. Another problem I find with her is I feel like she thinks she's immune to criticism, and that's a big issue for me because it's like, yeah, you had a couple of hits, but I mean, the greatest and just good artists in general, you have to take in that criticism. There's always going to be somebody, who's been in the game a lot longer than you that wants to give you advice from a good place, or even producers you work with, or family or friends who are just genuinely trying to help you grow artistically and who are going to be honest with you. And then basically, whenever she's asked about, what are some things that people told you that help you with rapping? She's like, oh, I try to close my ears when people try to tell me things and I don't get that much, feedback, because you don't want to hear it. And that was what a big issue is. How do you expect to get better as an artist if you don't want to hear valid, genuine criticism about how to push forward your game? There's always going to be some people that are haters, but there's people who generally want to help you, who want to be in your corner, and you're going to shut your ears off to criticism and you think that you're going to do well long term. That's a huge issue. That's a huge issue for me. And kind of going on to the point about criticism, her stage presence is absolutely horrible. You're barely rapping along to the song and then you just go on stage and shake your ass and that's it. And maybe some people are going to go for that, but I'm just expecting a lot more from you as a performer. Like you have to make a lot more dynamic of a performance. And someone ate this tweet up. They said either let her work with someone who can help her with her performance and stage presence or send her back to the Bronx, please. And then here's Ice Spice's response. She literally says, while we're being constructive, and then she automatically goes and it comes for someone's weight. And it's like, I don't understand why she always spends her time going on and trying to comfort people who have things to say about her. As a famous person, you're going to go through that all the time. People say things about Beyonce all the time. Do you see her on Twitter arguing with people? No, because she has better things to do, because she's carved out a great career for herself and she doesn't feel the need to argue with people because the work ultimately is going to show itself. And I'll never forget, she was on some Twitter space throwing subliminals, I guess, at Lotto. And even when someone had something to say about her dress, she was doing that. And she's always liking shady tweets and stuff like that. And that's just not a good look. I feel like, where is your media training at? Why are you spending all this time arguing with people? One moment, oh, I don't care what people have to say with me. And then at another moment, you're arguing with people. And it's like, you have to pick one or the other. You're not immune to criticism. And sometimes you just got to ignore it. Like, it's not that hard. Get off social media. Something else when it comes to Ice Spice, I definitely think that colorism helps her. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention it. As a biracial person myself, there is a certain privilege that comes with that. Because if Ice Spice did exactly the same stuff that she does now, but she was darker skinned, she would be getting crucified. She would. And so that definitely works in her favor. And you have to mention the entire beef that she's getting into with Lotto, which I just think is unserious. I feel like she got into that because someone told her to, and I don't understand why they're beefing with each other. And I'm not the biggest Lotto fan in the world, as I said, but Lotto is definitely going to smoke her lyrically, so I don't know why she's even wasting her time with that. Another thing with her is I just felt like she hasn't really cultivated that much of a fan base, and she has to work harder at doing that. I feel as though whenever she was starting to rise up and everything, it was more so of a meme. She made some cute songs of everything, but it really was a meme. And I think a lot of people just don't really take her seriously as an artist. And I think that she's going to have a really hard time breaking out of it. And she makes fun music, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I think that's also something that we have to go with there and everything. And so I think that she doesn't have a whole lot of like diehard fans who are going to go out and see her in concert, who are going to make sure that they buy the album and all of those things. And it just seems to me like Ice Spice's image is more popular than her music itself, because the final product isn't that commanding overall. I feel like a lot of her music is easy and digestible for the moment, but it's just not going to have a whole lot of staying power. And that problem again leads back to her style, like I was talking about earlier. I feel like she's a one-trick pony and how she needs to evolve artistically. And so whenever your brand is bigger than what you actually make as an artist, then how are you expected to have any kind of longevity? And she's certainly not doing herself any favors by just trying to act like she's immune to all criticism, and that's going to be a problem for her later on. And I just think ultimately she might just stop making music and become an influencer, and she'll probably be able to make money off of that. But over her music as a package, there's a lot left to be desired with the final product, and I just feel like we're going to eventually be seeing that, and your peak can't last forever. I just don't really think that there's anywhere Ice Spice can go at this point with her career. Like, I feel like she's very much reached her height, and she's only going down, because it's like you did that entire collaboration with Taylor Swift, Karma Remix, and I feel like the only reason that Taylor did that with her is because she was in controversy from dating Matty Healy, and he said things about Ice Spice that were racist and a lot of horrible things, so that's why Taylor Swift did it. It didn't feel like it was coming from a genuine place, and the song wasn't even good on top of that, so it's like you lost twice. And then, she got to perform with Taylor Swift a few times. She went to the Grammys, lost all of her awards, and I don't think she deserved to win any of them because they weren't good in the first place and everything. So I think that's that. She's releasing songs talking about you think you the shit, you're not even the fart. Like, that was such a trash song. And the fact that you actually released that, that's another problem, because you should have some real ones to tell you, oh, don't put this out. The song is not good. I know she said she's not a lyricist, she makes fun music, but the final product can be a lot better than you think you the shit, you're not even the fart. She needs to become better as a songwriter. She's just trying to carry off of that momentum and see where she can go from it, with the collab with Taylor Swift, with the Super Bowl commercial, with all of those things. And I just think with all the other factors that I listed and everything, I don't see her becoming any bigger than she already is. I really don't. I don't see her being able to truly capitalize off the momentum. So we'll see how her debut album does. I'm curious to see the numbers. I'm guessing she's going to do like 40K first week. Also, she went to the Grammys and she lost all of them. I don't think that she deserved to win any of them. And it's just kind of interesting, I think, how the tide might be changing with her a little bit. There's people like myself who, it was a cute moment, but the one-trick pony stuff has really just came out to light, and the attitude, I'm not loving it, and all those different things. And some people still like her for what she is as a cute bop, nothing more. They'll probably never take her seriously, and it is what it is. But like I said, I really think that she's hit her peak, and I don't think she can go any higher than this. I mean, she might have a second win in her career. She might have more success. I don't know, and everything. So we'll just have to wait and see when the numbers come out and all those things. But for those reasons, I just think that Ice Spice is not going to have any longevity in the industry. And so let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? What do you think about Ice Spice as an artist? And let's have that conversation there. But I just thought that this was really interesting to talk about. It's been in my brain for weeks, and I finally decided to make a video on it.